Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are you? Welcome to our tea with me. How's everybody? Is it too bright? I have the blinds open. If it's too bright, let me know, okay? Whew. Anyway, so hi, nature. I was going to send you an email and ask you if you were mad at me. I didn't know where you went. mm-hmm. Let's see. Let me say good morning to everybody and thank you for being here. And I am going to be here. I'm going to be on here this weekend. So, racking up my hours. Hi, Carla. Welcome in. Thank you for coming. Everybody, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you so much. You guys are awesome. Yes, the buttercups are awesome. The chatters that we are awesome. So give yourself a round of applause because I definitely do. I do. And let's see, we have, hi, Magnolia, welcome in. I'm glad to see you too, of course. My battleground sister. And Magnolia says, hello, aunties, cousins, uncles, everybody. Good morning. I have on a new lip gloss. It's sticky. I don't like sticky. Anyway, so if I go, that's why. Okay. Thank you, Magnolia. Magnolia says, please be sure to hit the like button, share, join in the discussion, subscribe, and turn on your notification. Thank you, Magnolia. Anyone feel like Amber and Dave are about to see Delicia outside? Ooh, that's a good one. I was able to watch some videos this morning. And you know what? Magnolia, if that happens, wow. Wow, I didn't even think about, well, I was thinking about other stuff, but that, I like that. That would be so good. Here, hold on. Ooh, my eyes. Hey, you guys see the teacup? I tried to do something fancy this morning at 5 o'clock. It only took me like 20 minutes. Can you see the teacups at all? The teacup? Hi, Miss Faye. How are you? You were thinking the same thing? Well, you guys are on it day in and day out. Angela Atkinson, good morning. What's up, Buttercup? All my love, Angela, for always rocking with me as well. You rock. And I do have an answer to your question. I just don't know how to get it to you. So eventually we'll find a way. Okay. And then Angela Atkinson says, Magnolia, is Delicia and Amon going to the park? Amber says she's going to the park. I think you guys are onto something. I'm going to turn this on. Wow, you guys are awesome. You're smart women. But I didn't see that part, but I bet you're right. You guys are always right. Let's see. I guess Dee won't tell Amber's secret if Amber doesn't tell hers. I think, do you guys think Delicia and, I set my hair so it's curly. Do you guys think Delicia and Amber are like amicable? I get that impression. Am I wrong about that? I don't know. Yeah, I do goofy things on camera. Like blush too much. I don't even wear makeup anymore. Juanita Crenshaw. Juanita, welcome in. I hope this is not the end of vacation, and I hope your son is still in joy. And Juanita, good morning, says Angela Atkinson, and right back at you, Angela. And Magnolia says, hey, Angela, could be a secret that Amber and Delicia share bonding them. Kind of hope not, as I don't trust Delicia. Wonder if Delicia would tell Shayla. What do you guys think? You think Delicia would tell Shayla? Well, she's not going to say she was out with Iman, right? Miss Fatal says Delicia has more to lose. Amber can date, but Delicia can't be dating Amon. True, that's true. And then Angela Atkinson says, me either, Magnolia. Um, well, Delicia better hope Candace don't catch her again. That's true. She gonna tell the CEO Shayla. Good morning, Miss Fatal and Magnolia and Carla, says Juanita. Miss Faye, true, but I hope they don't bump into each other. You know what? That is so interesting. I didn't see where Amber's going to the park. I guess I missed that when I was actually on the phone. Good morning, Gwen. Good morning. Gwen says, good morning, chat, friends, and family. Thank you, Gwen, for being here this morning. Crossing my fingers too. Whatever happens, we want it to be a good day for Amber finally. Let's have another one. Amber, I guess, refused to go home. Amber said, phooey on that. Amber said, phooey with that, I'm not going home. Nonya, going to see we not playing up. We're up early to support her. Let me wipe my eyes. Why are they running today? You think it's the sun coming into the house? I don't know. They haven't been running, and it's so embarrassing. Okay, so ugh, I still have, what's that, setting lotion stuff in there. I didn't rinse it all out. Angela, you're awesome. Magnolia says, true, Miss Faye, like we're being set up for a reveal. Mm-hmm. Nature says, good morning, Nonya. Everyone, happy Memorial Weekend. From me too. Happy Memorial Weekend. And happy Saturday to you, Gwen says. Gwen says, good morning, Juanita. Thanks, everyone, for joining Nonya Sis chat. She appreciates you. I do appreciate you more than you think. You know what? My eyes are red. Maybe I need allergy pill, huh? Maybe that's what it is. Hi, Humphrey. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello at friends, chat friends. It's always good to see you, Humphrey. And then we've got Dolly. Dolly says, hey, Magnolia, I owe you an apology from last night about the cookies. Okay, I don't know what that is, but come on, it is red. Huh. I'm going to get an allergy pill, okay? Magnolia, the writers listening, they comment that Dave and Amber should get out of the... Didn't we, though? We said they need to get out of the house. We said that yesterday. You're right, Angela. Good morning, Magnolia, Nature, and Miss Fatal from Gwen. Juanita says, I don't think Delicia would go against Amber. I kind of don't think so. I don't get like any negative vibes from them. Hey, Buttercup, Abby from across the pond. Good morning or good evening to you. Let's see. Yes, we are Buttercups, and we will. Buttercups are cute. You guys know that? I'm going to get an allergy pill because my eyes are red. Maybe I didn't even notice it. Hi, Donna Robinson. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Magnolia says, no, you're totally fine, Mom. Dolly, you're fine. Your daughter says you're fine. And then Magnolia says, I was just thinking after watching Shayla and Anthony, and that Anthony should run into Delicia and Amon. Ooh. That would be good. That would be awesome. Then Aunt knows the whole time and really stopped plotting to get her. Miss Fatal, in the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning, I lay my request before you and wait expectantly. Miss Fatal, that's beautiful. You know what? Miss Fatal, I love that. And I thank you for putting that here. Because I always want to look for prayers, and I'm always like, running around like a mad woman and looking at running videos and and making sure my husband is okay because I like him. Can you guys see the teacups? Did they come out okay? Do they look dorky? Are they all right? I was trying to do something special. So hopefully, I hope they look good. Let's see. Nonya, let the blind stay your. Oh, thank you, Angela. I was going to go close them. Make it dark in here. And my husband always says, why do you, he said, why are you sitting in the dark? And you guys know what? I'm just me being me. This is who I am, you know, and I laugh at myself. My husband teases me, you know, I just do me. Let me get an allergy pill, okay? Because look, my eyes are watering and they're red. So I'm going to be right back. Can you guys just chat? I'm coming right back. I'm just going to get an allergy pill, okay? I got to turn my camera off, but I'll be right back. Let me go get some medicine or, you know, allergy stuff. Hold on. I'll be right back. Just go ahead and chat, okay? And I'll catch up with you. Hold on. I'm back. This time I brought the allergy pills and put them in here with me. So they're sitting right there in case I have to take it. I don't have to get up and leave. I apologize. I feel so rude. Okay. And then we've got Miss Fatal. I love that. In the morning, Lord, hear my voice. In the morning, I lay my requests before you and I wait expectantly. And it works. And then Angela says, Nonya, let the blinds stay open. Gwen says, hello, Abby and Donna. Abby says, Iman is as lame as Annie. Yes. And those silly flowers doing the nasty with hat nasty. That's yuck. You know what I would do? It wouldn't be me, but you know what I would do to Iman? I'd take all his money if I was Delicia. And I wouldn't give him nothing. I would just take all his money. Why not? Don't give him none. Tell him go over there to the other house. You know, just give me your money. You want to keep giving me money, hand it here. And then you can go over Shayla's. Because what they're doing is just, it's gross. It's gross. Okay. And then Dolly says, hey, Angela Atkinson, good afternoon. Hi, Gwen, my twin. And then Gwen Eve says, please like, share, and subscribe. Please do. And then turn on your notifications and you can adjust it, you know, any kind of way you want. Nature, you're funny. No, I wouldn't get mad at you. I was busy yesterday. I'm like, where's Nature? She's not here. What did I do? Because I'm quick to say, what did I do? And I said, I'm going to send her an email. And then I got busy on the phone. My eyes are really watering. There's no makeup on my eyes or anything. That's really. And then I vacuumed. I mean, you know, there's no dust. No. Maybe it's that setting lotion. Because I sat under, you know, the old-fashioned hair dryer you sit under. So that way I don't have to keep like rolling it every night. So let's see. You're funny, Nonya. I just got, oh, thank you. She said, take it easy. But you say, breathe. What am I do without you? Abby Wright. And that's from Gwen Abby. And then Magnolia says, that would have been better, Nature. Good afternoon. If they go, you guys, go ahead and look at it and then come back and report it. Okay. I'm still working on the channel and we ain't gonna talk about all that junk today. I want to focus on you guys. I owe you an apology about the cookies. Your daughter said that's okay. And let's see. Hi, Chico. What's up, Chico? You want a cup of tea? How are you doing, my brother? Happy Memorial Day, Chico. Chico is in the house. He's a guy. He's like probably a brother to me, you know. I like Chico. Chico's good people. Iman and Delicia are in the car now. Okay. All right. And then good morning, Nonya sis. Hi, Shy Lady. Welcome in, girl. Everybody, Gwen says, hi, Chico. Angela Atkinson, Nature says, good morning. And then we have our good mornings, Nature. We don't care as long as Amber isn't in the crossfire. Annie can see Iman and go fight for his raggedy baby mama. Wait, are you guys just similar to me or am I rubbing off on you? I hope not. Kenyatta, welcome in. Kenyatta says, I don't miss a lot. So, I mean, I don't we go all the way through because Kenyatta gets like, you know, she's not feeling this. She wasn't feeling it when Anthony went home. Neither was I. And Kenyatta has been standing on it. And I applaud Kenyatta for that. So, Kenyatta, we are here every day. We can talk about skits. We talk about everything. We talk about lady stuff. We talk about relationships, you know, because that's what I dedicated these two channels to. What I do want to say before I continue, because I'm still like looking to see what YouTube doesn't like, they still have a complaint, but it's not about the tea and stuff because it's different all the time. Our content is original, and that's what we want, originality, right? So, and I don't show videos anymore because they count against you. Even if you put a little bit. So I think the people that are already doing it, they haven't been grandfathered in a lot. But Kenyatta, don't worry. The buttercup's in here. And can we make you a buttercup, Kenyatta? If that's not too girly, like girly, because we are, but we are chatters, so we could just be a chatter. So Kenyatta, what a lot of times they'll watch the video and they'll come back and tell us what's going on. So that way you don't have to watch the skit, Kenyatta, because they're hard to take. Some of them are really hard to take. Like they weigh on us, and that's why I wanted to do these kind of like I could say fireside chat, you know, for the wind down at night. That's at I think you're East Coast, so that would be 10 o'clock your time. Kenyatta is 7 o'clock my time, and then it's 9 o'clock CST, Central Standard Time. So we have it in the morning. We have this chat, which is open. We can talk about the skits. We can talk about anything. One day we talked about menopause, and then one night at Wind Down, we talked about music. We talked about food. We just chill out, you know, because we know usually there's going to be a day of nonsense. We like Country Wayne most of the time, right? So Kenyatta, they do come back and they tell us what happened, you know, so no worries about it. No apology necessary to you, Dolly. Chico says, hey. Oh, you guys are so nice to each other. Let's see. Nature says, I think Amber needs to be careful of Delicia. Delicia is the kind. and tries to be respectful to Amber and vice versa. But Delicia was also one which Ant was trying to flirt with. But nature, she can have him, right? Should we go get Anthony and or Antonia and just say, here, you can have him. She can have him. Any of them can have him, right? I mean, if we think about it, I actually like Delicia. I think she and Amber, they are respectful toward each other, Kenyatta. That's why I asked that question. Like, I don't trust her wholeheartedly, but out of all of them, if I were to put any trust in any of them, I think it would be some toward Delicia, because her and Amber seem to, maybe they have the age, the same, and she didn't come out and try to get with Anthony when he was doing his, oh, do I still have it, routine. But I would watch her, of course, but they seem to kind of get along. Um, yeah, I'm still watching for that one. Good morning, Dolly. Good morning, Nature. Good morning, Kenyatta. Amber's at the park in her car waiting. Okay, I'm going to scroll through these really fast so I can catch up with you guys. Because you guys, I don't want you to leave me. I think Aman would put the storyboard together in his head about how to move around Shayla and what Shayla could, and that Shayla could easily slide more into Ant's direction. That would be interesting, Nature. Because he already told her, your baby daddy is getting a divorce. You can have the family you want, right? Remember he told her that? And she just, you're not going anywhere, Iman, blah, blah, blah. And thank you, everyone, for joining, Gwen says. And if you didn't hit the subscribe, please do. Almez is in the house. Juanita says, go back next week. Been off. Oh, you've been off for 3 weeks? Wow. That's awesome. Jeez. I could barely make, when I was working, I could barely make 5 days a week going to work. I mean, when I started working in healthcare, I think I was just tired of working. Good morning, Almez, and welcome in. It's always good to see you, always. Abby is across the pond. Thank you again, Abby, for coming in. Dolly, Kenyatta Dolly is saying good afternoon to you. Angela Atkinson, you guys want to see the beautiful bunch of roses Aman bought Delicia? They're more. Did he buy her some? Okay, so he got her some. If I was Delicia, I'd be spending all Aman's money. He running over there with Shayla all the time. I'd be like, I'm so bad. I'd be like, instead of 15,000, why don't you make it 25,000? And Delicia, go put it in the bank. Stop shopping. No shopping unless he pays for it, and don't give him none. And let's see how much he loves you then. I wonder if Melissa will tell Danielle that Amber is meeting up with a friend to work out. Do we think Melissa will drop the Dave? That's my boss. She is working out with. Do Danielle and Melissa see Dave and Amber? Okay, I'm not sure on that one, but I'll follow up on it. And I am coming back on today. I might just do a straight shoot from Facebook, but I am going to go live. I'm not going to keep limiting this to 2 times a day because I don't have to, but I've just been working on the channel and you guys know that. But, well, Anthony said he didn't buy the roses. He said that when he went to Shayla's house this morning, that he didn't buy them. You guys think who was that? Who was that we were talking about a few days ago that had to do with Shayla and a possibility of being the guy who just got out of jail or something that knows Shayla? Who was that? Somebody was talking about that the other day? I didn't see that. I guess he was talking to Mike. And Denise Frazier. Hi, Denise. Welcome in, Miss Frazier. Hello, Nonya and chat family. Stopped in for a few, getting ready to work. Okay, Denise. Okay. I'll be on later tonight. I'm gonna do a wind down. And then the other thing, when I post a video, I'm gonna change it to some like cryptic name. So it's not gonna say tea in the morning and wine at night. But we know that's what it is, and that's what it will continue to be. But for the sake of YouTube, I don't want them to think this is repetitive content. Okay, does that make sense? But this is still our wind down. We know it is. Not this, but this is our tea in the morning. So, Chico, this is what we do, but I think you already know. And then Gwen is asking you to please like, share, and subscribe. And I thank her for that. Kenyatta, they do Amber so dirty all the time. It's sickening, Kenyatta. And we're really over it. Good afternoon, buttercups and chatters. Hey, twin. Did these repeat? It looked like they're repeating. Let me scroll down some more. Okay, shy lady. Okay, Angela Atkinson says maybe Delicia will keep Amber's secret after the way Amber told them how Anthony is treating her and that she gave Shayla a black eye when she caught him in the bed. If Delicia and Amber run into each other, then that could be the ultimate get back on Shayla if Amber doesn't tell her or if she spills it on the podcast. And then Nature says, but he didn't pick up, Nature, he did, but when he picked up Kai this morning, he said he didn't. He did say he didn't. I watched it, but maybe he did say it and I just didn't hear it because I was too busy glaring at him like, I'll be giving Anthony some looks. So we better not see Amber in the car with no Dave. Oh, no. I don't think so. Magnolia. I hope not. They're listening to our comments. Oh my gosh. Delicia doesn't like Shayla. No, she doesn't. And she only knew the middle school Shayla. She isn't into the woman she has become. And remember, they used to say, Angelina and Shayla used to say how Delicia used to fight for Shayla. And then Shayla, when they were in Miami, she had the nerve to bring up that same junior high school boy or middle school boy to King, and she laughed about it. That girl is cruel. Hi, Betty Bush. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, Marion West. Welcome in. Good afternoon, Precious. And then good morning, Kenyatta. Hi, Gwen, says Shy Lady. Angela Atkinson simply, Danielle just needed a friend, someone to talk to. Why doesn't she talk to Melissa? Is it that Melissa's not available? I mean, that is her sister, but I wonder what's wrong with those two girls. They're very obsessive, very obsessive. And I think that Melissa doesn't want to lose Dave, but what about Danielle? Danielle, I wonder if she'll turn on Amber. Nobody told her to just do all that for Amber. Amber didn't ask her to, and we never saw Amber ask her for information or anything, that was out of the ordinary for Amber. It was all Danielle. It was like she took charge of protecting her friend. I don't want friends like that. I can fight my battles. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you doing this? That's what I'd be saying. Like, why do you think you have to take up for me all the time? Maybe because Amber was just being depressed or a doormat. Is that why? Thank you for the devotion, Miss Faye. It brings peace and comfort. We seek the Lord. Miss Faye, truly, I agree. And it's like, I always want to do it. Oh, the teacups are beautiful. See, I was thinking about you guys at 5 o'clock, like, what can I put up here special for them? I couldn't find a good picture of a buttercup, but there's a flower inside, and I thought that was cute. So that came up, and I liked it. So I hope you guys like it too. Okay, good afternoon. Everybody's still saying good afternoon, good afternoon. So I'm going to skip that part, okay? So I want to catch up. Nonya, you are like my son, always want to be in the dark. No, you know what it is, Angela? I don't like the dark. Um, I don't. I like the light, but I think you know what? Maybe I wonder if the light is bothering my eyes. But it's the way the house is made because we have solar panels. So sometimes it's gray and then sometimes it's normal. It just depends on the time of the day. So that's why you'll see me and I'll say, "Oh, let me go turn on the light, the lamp," because the sun is gone, so the solar panels get kind of a gray color. So my husband said he's going to paint the walls for me. Um, Oh, thank you guys. Almez, good morning again. And Kenyatta said, good morning, Angela. Let me turn this off. And turn off the ringer. We don't want it ringing. Let's see. And then Kenyatta, Angela, I'm always in the dark. It's calm. You know, I like the dark in my bedroom, but I like the TV on. But I don't like the lights on. Um, But maybe it's just the sun that's like, because we have that window over there and it's like shining right in my eyes. Maybe that's what it was. And Delicia wants a man to herself. And you know, the sad part, yes, Gwen said, thank you, Miss Fatal. Miss Fatal, you want to do that for us when you have time in the morning? That would be nice. And Miss Faye, just so you know, you're going to be my next moderator. And I make you the moderators because I know that you guys are out there, you're working, you're looking around for stuff. I mean, it's not a paid job. It's just that I don't know. I like being a moderator because I got to help out. You know, I got to do things, control the crowd, watch out for bad words, protect the channel, that kind of stuff, you know. Keep out the bad words and the negativity. And we don't want negativity. I mean, we got our own negative things that we want to deal with. So, because we believe in what we believe in, and whether we differ sometimes or not, it's okay because everybody has to be themselves, right? So, just stick to your guns no matter what they are. Nobody's going to beat you down for it in this room. Nobody's going to say you're wrong. Nope, we don't do that. We don't do that. That's why we have these sessions so we can just let it out, you know. Let's see. Danielle and Amber are going through the same thing, except Ben doesn't have a child outside the marriage. No, he just wants Abigail. I think that man is still in love. But then Abigail also tries to tell the other girls, don't do what they're doing. So did Abigail learn something? I mean, in the skits, did she learn something about taking somebody else's husband? Does Abigail feel like bad about it? But she's still going to ask about money. But does she feel bad about it? Because she's always telling them not to do what they're doing. So anyway, let's see. Danielle wants to learn on Amber at this time or lean on Amber. Michelle's right. She wants to lean on Amber, but Amber's so broken. Amber barely lean on herself. And that's why she's leaning so hard on Dave. But I hope Amber gets her power back, her self-worth, and will be able to lean on herself, you know? And Dolly sending love to Magnolia. Angela, she does, but she should show by now Iman is not a one woman. Yeah, if you want to pay groupies to be you, ask him for some more money. You sitting on that promise ring that says, I promise to stick with you and you can do anything you want to do. That's going to cost you more than some diamonds, if you ask me. And some dirty, you know, stuff. Okay. I can see Delicia seeing Dave and Amber, but keeping it secret until the podcast. Then ask, who do you work out with during the day? There's a new, tall, dark, and handsome in your life. You know who's going to ask? I can see somebody asking, especially Shayla, because she already saw him. But Wayne's going to ask it because Wayne is dying to know who Amber is dating. Wayne knows Amber's dating, remember? And that's when he said he's going to be asking questions at the podcast when he was talking to Amber. And Wayne said, I'm going to be asking questions at the podcast because he wants to know what Amber's doing. He knows Amber. So he knows Amber seeing somebody. So I think Wayne might beat Delicia to the punch on that one. And I would go get Honey Pie back and act like you got some sense, you know? She didn't do anything wrong. You just think he just thinks gonna get Amber back. I mean, Tamara, she's hanging out with the wrong people, but she's still not like a bad girl, you know, like bad. She's just making bad choices right now. And hopefully she'll see that and she'll pull away. That's what I'm hoping for Tamara. I don't dislike Tamara, but I don't like her hanging out with Shayla because she's going to start picking up those mannerisms. And that's just not cool. And I'm surprised that she even did it. Remember when they first threw her in with Shayla? I think the majority of us were like, why did they just do that? But we see now. And then Angela Wright, good afternoon. Hi, Precious. Nature, you are being called precious. And then Delicia wants to spill the beans to Shayla, but discuss it more among Lauren. I think Lauren's the one that's going to tell. This crew is like, yeah, stuck with secrets like Shayla. I think they're going to bust Shayla out. I think, and I've been wrong before, especially about Dave. I was really wrong about Dave. But I think Lauren's going to let it out. I do, because her and Amon are at odds now. And she doesn't like Shayla. I think maybe Lauren. And Dan's going to be in there like, what y'all got going on in here, like J-Mo used to say. Angela says Gwen, but now Lauren is not getting any money because Dan is homeless. I think he was homeless then. I wonder if he was a booster or something. Or does he have knockoffs? I don't know. But Lauren could tell a knockoff, right? I'm sorry. Hi, Chico. I'm trying to go faster so I can catch up with your comments. Delicia is crazy because King would have been up in my apartment when Amon walked in. I agree. Give him something to worry about. And if you don't like it, go over there and cry to Shayla. You know. And Wayne introducing them to take, you know. But that's because a lot of women these days, when you look at some of the podcasts, that's how they're leaning. Like, well, if the man offers me money, I'm going to take it. And that's sad for our society, but that's what's going on. You know, even Sarah has a podcast and said she's basically a gold digger. She's not marrying a broke man. I guess Brock has money. Nature says Amon actually takes out Delicia, but we have never seen him take Shayla anywhere. No, we haven't. The one double date with her, Amon, Delicia, and Wayne, because Shayla's the kind that he wants to keep at home because I guess Shayla has one use. Sorry, Shayla. Beauty and booty do fade. And Humphrey says, good morning. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up with you guys. Come on, buttercups and chatters, let's spill some tea. Nonya says on this beautiful Saturday. You know what? I feel better that I'm here with you guys. You know, after overnight, I feel better. Hi, Tina. Welcome in. Good afternoon, Tina Stoker. Marion, Anthony asked Shayla, why did she tell Amber I sent you those flowers? So he did say he sent them. that's what I thought too. I mean, he did say, "Why did you tell Amber?" Excuse me. And that is, I had that question too. Like, Amber already said you can have Anthony. So why did she feel the need to ask Amber or tell Amber? I'm still wondering about that because I don't know. Do you guys see a reason that Shayla needed to tell Amber that? I don't know. I looked at her strange when she did that too. Like, why are you telling Amber? Amber doesn't care. I mean, she might still have a piece of love for him, but I think Amber's gone. Hi, Jen. Welcome in. Welcome in. Jen Lewis, it's in the house. She says, good morning. And Kenyatta, I wasn't with Amber allowing Anthony back either. A lot of people weren't. Kenyatta's just very vocal about it. And other people, we just said it and left it alone. But Kenyatta says it and she means it. She has said it from day one and she will not stop saying it. She's not happy with it, and it was a mistake. No way you come back to my house. That's not your home anymore. You don't live here. Nature simply Abby says, Nature and Angela, you see how the writers make the married women go through unnecessary strife. Danielle can relate, but Danielle is unstable. And Ben really has her spiraling. Not good for Amber. And I'm glad Amber didn't tell her because she's still pillow talking with Ben. Ben's her husband. And I don't pillow talk if I'm like mad at my husband, but eventually you're going to tell your husband stuff. So, um, I don't know, Angela. Might be that sun coming through the window. Okay, everybody's saying good morning to Tina and Kenyatta. I'm always watching you. I got confused thinking Wayne's World. Me too. Kenyatta, me too. I'm with you. Because it didn't get better. It's gotten worse. Like an ugly place. Heck, is this Wayne's version of purgatory? Hi, George. Welcome in. I think Amon and Delicia are off. George, when I tell you, ask anybody in here, and even on that panel with O'Neill and Deontay and Riri, like in the winter, I said, only thing that would hurt Shayla more than anything is for Amon to marry Delicia. I don't care if they're married for 24 hours. That, George, would hurt Shayla. And I said that then. I said it this week? What if they get married? He's going to cheat. She knows he's going to cheat. But would that not be the ultimate get back if that's what they're going for? It's hard for me to be saying words like the get back, the ugly things, the get back and the payback and the snakes and all that, because I don't think that way. So I'm trying to make sure I keep focused. Like, this is Wayne's world. This is not the real world. So it's easier for my spirit to be able to handle it because it's ugly, but some things are just really interesting, and I do like Amber. I like Amber. So, but George, yeah, what if they're on their way to the courthouse? Mm-hmm. Did you guys notice only the married women get all the flack? Yep, because Wayne said he'll never get married again. Once was enough. And remember, Amber asked him, being a smart behind, she said, would you marry your wife again? And we already know the answer to that. Nope, he wouldn't. We know. And then Gwen says, Marion, Anthony asked Shayla why she told Amber. And then he said he didn't send them. Guys, we need to look at that again because I watched it too. And I actually did think that, well, maybe it was too early. I watched it like super early here. You guys were already up, you know, and I was like one eye open, and the alarm went off. Hi, Sabrina. Welcome in. Good afternoon, Sabrina. I don't think Amber trusts anyone, maybe Honeypot. Honeypot is probably the one she shouldn't trust, Marion, because Honeypot is worried about Amber and Wayne. I don't think she quite understands um, that Amber's not checking for Wayne. Wayne is checking for Amber. And it's the reverse. But Tamara doesn't see that. But then Tamara's also jealous of all the other girlfriends. But you knew that going in, T. So why are you flipping out? And I think that probably is part of Wayne's problem. You knew all this, but you still said okay, right? There is no Jesus popping. That's right, Carla. The gutter is popping. Good morning, George. George is a chatter. We can't make George a buttercup. I love when George comes in, and he always gives me the male perspective, and I appreciate that. And whether I agree or not, I do understand what he's saying, you know, because I love to hear, and I like when Chico speaks. I like to hear what the men have to say. George Aman said, what she have on is perfect for where they're going. Wonder where they're going. That's what Angela Atkinson is asking George. I hope they do go get married. I do. Because Shayla she needs a step down because she's just getting too full of herself. After all the dirt, it's too much. And we don't condone this cheating and all this nonsense. And then why you throw Amber in there to cheat? You break her down, break the woman, and then she is wandering around, and then she runs into Dave, who says that's where our David and Goliath story comes in. I'm not Goliath, listen to me. I must still be asleep. Our David and Bathsheba story comes in. Let's see. I'm going to need to go re-listen to the skit until Delicia sees Dave. Then Delicia will look at him like, Delicia better back off, Magnolia's man. Go get her, Magnolia. She might go after Dave. She better leave Dave alone. Are we all going after her? Kenyatta says, I feel Wayne is leading people astray because Christians don't get the victory in real life. But we do. We do. And Kenyatta, I don't know if you ever noticed, but Wayne is always reading. The 3 times we've seen him in his Bible that I can remember is him reading David's Psalms about David and Bathsheba's story. And Uriah is the husband that he kept sending out to battle because he wanted Bathsheba. And then Uriah was unalived. And I think we do equate Uriah to being the Dalton marriage. So we're wondering if they're going to split off the storyline somehow. Kenyatta, that's my theory, and a few other people in here. We're thinking maybe that's the direction Wayne is headed in. And then David had to pay for his sins. So if that were the case, what would Dave's sins be? What would the penance be, right? And then Dolly says, good afternoon. Hi, Hemi girl. What's happening? It would be great if Dave and Amon knew each other because they both played ball. They both played ball. If they knew each other, great call, Hemi girl. If they knew each other and one day brings Delicia with him to Dave's and Amber is there. That would be great. They know each other's secret. And they are both ex-ball players. So you guys come up with fantastic ideas. I mean, fantastic thoughts. I don't think anyone is going to see Dave. Okay, Marion. Marion says she doesn't think anybody's going to see them. Magnolia, I would not choose Tamara. She does think she's holier than thou. And that comes from her suburban upbringing for the most part. And I mean, she's she is the Erica Badu type, and that's who she is. She's always been that way, and people who liked her, they liked her just because, and people who didn't like her just because. She's just a suburban girl trying to go hard. That's what she does, and that's why I always refer to the girls that went to the private schools in LA, and because they always had their nose up in the air, they lived in the suburbs, and they were always the ones to get in trouble. Them and the PK kids, the pastor kids. And George, tell your wife good morning, please. Tell her auntie say good morning. George's wife likes me. I like that. George, please tell her good morning. Okay, correct, Abby. He drags every doggone one. Amon and Delicia bought Delicia some beautiful flowers. Okay. Hemi Girl says, hey, Nonya and chat. Hey, Hemi Girl. Everybody said hello to Hemi Girl. Sabrina, let's spill some tea. And boy, I was off with Dave in the beginning. I was like, is he a player? Is he this? Is he that? And then I started saying, whoa, he like Amber. What is this? And then, yes, nature. That's why I say she's got that, yes. Maybe because no man has ever taken her seriously or anywhere. She had to fight both tooth and nail for the Jamaica trip and had to post it as proof on IG. Abby, I can't say the H word, but I mean, it's not a bad word, but I'm not going to say it. But yeah, that nasty girl. Like Janet Jackson, nasty girl. Okay. Let's see. That was Carly Red and Lauren's plan for Delicia to take Amon for everything after the LA trip. Yeah, why are they pushing her to be like them? Because remember, at first, I mean, Delicia is like them, but she's not as deep as them, you know? It seems like Delicia wants her own man too. But was Zeus in prison, Sabrina? He was, wasn't he? He got arrested with Dee's dad because he was working for Dee's dad. I saw him in a skit. He was sitting, I think he was sitting on the couch at Dee's dad's house, that big house Dee's dad had. And then they all got busted for something. Danielle is at Melissa's. Okay. Danielle is that. She's still there in the misery house. That Kathy Bates house. Oh, Danielle might tell Melissa. If she tells Melissa and Dave finds out, Melissa is in trouble. I think Dave in love. I think he is. I don't think he's playing about Amber. Anthony did say he didn't buy them, but he lies so much. I don't believe that. They look like, and I happened to pass by Skitlana's page this morning, and she was trying to figure out, different people who may have bought the roses. I think Anthony did. I mean, if he didn't, why not say he didn't buy them? Why not say, Shayla, I didn't do that, and you told Amber I did? I mean, even if he was lying, he could have said that, but he didn't say it. He just looked like he just wants to break them up. Maybe he wants her back. Maybe he doesn't want to be alone. Anthony needs to be alone. That's what I saw, Jen, this morning. I unless they have two versions, because I didn't hear Anthony say it either, but I could have misheard it. But he didn't say he didn't buy them, and he didn't say he did buy them. He just took the bashing from Shayla about telling Amber. So his concern was more, why did you tell Amber I bought those roses? So I don't think somebody please check. I don't think he ever owned that he bought them, because I remember him saying, "Why did you tell Amber?" Am I wrong with that? That's what I thought I heard. Again, it was 5 o'clock here, so y'all got to give me a break. Okay, Magnolia, I don't think so either, but it would not stop types like Delicia or Lauren not to at least look at him. Amber would put a smack down on both of them. Yes, she would. She would. You done send somebody else to California with that slap. He'll land on one of our bridges. Don't send him this way, and bam. Good morning. Dolly says good morning. Hear me, girl. Let's spill some tea. And Tina says, much as we might think, I just don't see Melissa will tell Danielle anything about Amber and Dave. I hope not. I kind of don't think she wants to lose Dave. You know, even if it's delusional or they've had a fling or whatever, she's not going to be happy, especially when they go off to Charlotte again. And I don't think she wants to hurt Dave. She seems to like Amber, but, hopefully she doesn't. And Kenyatta said, when did Anthony say he did not buy the flowers? So that's why I said in the skit, I heard him asking, why did you tell Amber I bought you those flowers? What was the purpose of telling Amber? That's what I heard, but I could be wrong, of course. Abby says, George Sims, don't get Nonya excited. If they really go to the courthouse, that would be epic, because Shayla ain't slid down the wall for me. Yeah, I'm going to be on any wall that can hold her big head. Abby, you bad over there across the pond, girl. I love it. That's funny. But yeah, George, let him go to the courthouse. I'm serious. I said it, and I'm hoping it just not. I'm glad these are skits because I don't want people to get hurt, But yeah, is the courthouse open on Saturday till 1? Till 1? Might be. Some courthouses are open on Saturday. I hear till like 1 o'clock. Or you could always fly her to Las Vegas. They're open 25 hours a day. Okay. Who was that? Larry just went to Las Vegas. Oh, why is Amber tells Shayla? It is why Amber tells Shayla to stay away from her new husband, new marketer. Yeah, she did tell her to stay away. When her business partner is there, stay away. Kenyatta might, right here, lies a lot. But it was his hesitation yesterday that made me question if he really sent them. And Angela, in this morning's skit, I turned it off right after. We'll keep you posted. Kiki is free. Oh, little Kiki. I'm glad. Her mama said, I'm going to do this to you if my daughter gets taken away. I think Sydney ain't the one to play with. Her and Genesis, woo, Abby better be careful. I mean, now what's her name? Libby. She better be careful. I never watch all the Anthony and Shayla skits this morning. It just irritates me to have to. You don't have to go watch them, Angela. No. No, you don't need to. Somebody will report back. No, niece. Don't worry about that. Don't do anything like that. If that stuff upsets you, hold on just a sec, okay? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. No. Everything's fine. We all just I just picked up more on, because we have so many people who think one or the other. The only thing that I picked up was, why did you tell Amber that I bought you those flowers? I didn't hear him say, yes, I bought them. No, I didn't buy them. I heard, why did you tell Amber I bought them? But I mean, of course, I could be wrong, right? What's this hair? Anyway, Okay, let's see. George, you still in the house with us? Thanks for letting us know, Gwen, because I never was going to watch those two snakes talk about anything, just a bunch of useless noise. Yeah, Gwen's very honest. She'll do that. Gwen, you're fine. Don't worry about that, girl. No, we can. Hey, we're us. It's okay. Don't even. We don't be tripping like that in here, you know. And then Dolly says, "Agree. I can't watch much of Anthony and Shayla. Yeah, they're pretty sickening to watch. To be honest, I'd rather see her talking to Amon. At least Amon just lay up there and look at the ceiling. You know, he don't say much. He talks to Delicia, but he he has one use for Shayla. Sad but true. Hear me, girl. Oops, don't change anything. No, just don't worry about it in here. We don't get down like that. I mean, you can say, well, I got it wrong. I say I got it wrong all the time. I do get stuff wrong. I was definitely wrong about Dave. I had all kinds of theories in my head, and I'm like, who is this fine man that's looking at Am Bam? What, you a player? You just get out of jail? What's up with you, dude? But I'm still wondering, the scammers, do they work for Dave? Do they know Dave? Because when Ben said the same words Dave said, that caught my attention about words and no action. That did catch my attention. Okay, Magnolia says exactly. That's why I say, Amber, watch out for Delicia. She's a 2.0 of Shayla. Is there a 2.0 of Shayla? Shayla is, I mean, Delicia is a snake, but she's snaky. She's snaky to Shayla. She's kind of snaky. Yeah, she's snaky, but more, I think, more toward guys and especially toward Shayla. And I'm trying to think of when she was to Amber, but I don't trust none of them women because they ain't. Mm-mm. And then Nonya, the teacup is just an awesome idea. Oh, for the buttercups and the chatters. Thank you. That was at 5 o'clock also somewhere. No, I think it was like 4:45. I said, I need to put something. Then I put my red and black banner. I said, nah, that ain't no good. And then I found wine glasses for later tonight. I don't know how that's going to look. I'll try it again. I'll just keep trying different backgrounds. But I do need to change the name. Remember, I'm not going to use like wind down in the caption. I got to find something creative to say because we don't want the powers that be to be thinking, oh, they're doing another wind down. That's repetitive because they don't want repetitive. I think I got rid of all the videos. So if you ever like rewatch a video just to help me get hours or whatever, um, and you see a skit in there, please tell me which one it is so I can go take it out. Today I might watch videos again, just watch them all the way through. And then I saw something pop up from my old channel, and that could be a problem. But I've got like 104, 105 million views. And I mean, again, the channel's still strong. So I'm not giving up. I'm not leaving. I don't see anything wrong with the channel. So it's something that's hidden. But like I said, why yesterday or last night, I deleted the video that had Anthony and Amber's dad in it 3 times, and that thing popped up again. That sounds like a YouTube problem, but it popped up again, and I deleted it again yesterday. So I don't know what that's about. Because, like, when we all see it on the surface, YouTube's having problems. In the background, the content reviewers are really, having problems with their stuff. Also, like weird things. Anyway, Kenyatta says, Angela, I shut it off. It's hard watching 40-year-olds act like 2-year-olds. Yeah, they're in their 40s. Danielle talks too much and was team too much. Amber pulled back. Danielle does talk too much. She's too much want to be a saver person. Something happened to those two girls. I don't know what. Anthony said he is glad Shayla. Yeah, he did say at the end, Jen, he was glad that Shayla told Amber about the flowers because now Amber sees how serious he is about Shayla. That's what he said. That's exactly what Anthony said, because he did say, "Why did you tell Amber?" And then at the end, he did say he wanted Shayla to know how serious he was about her. And honestly, I don't care what happens. I hope Shayla does not take him back. Let him be without anybody, without Amber, without Shayla, without Piari, without Delicia, without anybody. Let him see what it feels like to be so isolated, since he's such a narcissist. And then Magnolia says, yes, nature. Delicia is a side chick, mad that Amon does things for Shayla. But what does he do for her? He runs over there for the yes, ma'am, and he pays her house bills. What else does he do? Like, um, I don't know. What somebody put it in the comments. Does he do anything else for Shayla? Other than go get the yes, ma'am, hang out for a minute, and then he goes to Delicia's, he kicks back, turns the basketball game on, like that's where he lives, right? Delicia needs to quit running her butt in that bedroom. Stay in the kitchen. You better get some control over that, man. Gwen says, thank you for hanging out with us, and I do. I thank you. Thank you, Miss Fatale. Appreciate you very, very much. I love the hair. You too cute, girl. Scared of you? Woo. I wish I could rock something that was a different color, but I think I'm just prone to black. Maybe I'm just used to black hair and black rinse. Cover up that gray. Let's see. Tina, I agree. I don't think Melissa is going to share anything about Amber and Dave to Danielle. And then Kenyatta says, Angela, I pull back after so many creators were calling Amber all kinds of names, and we're not going to say the names, Kenyatta, unless you want me to. I'm like, didn't you see what they did to her? Kenyatta, girl, I done been over that storyline so much. People compromise themselves for all kinds of reasons. So let those people do what they do. I mean, Kenyatta, I don't even look anymore. I mean, I did go look yesterday, but not on purpose. I just happened to see a comment, and then I heard somebody say something, and I left. Just don't let it. Don't Kenyatta. Just don't even go, because that's what you're gonna hear. And I'm doing this so we have somewhere to chill out. Just talk, get it off your chest, like you just did. Get it off your chest, because we see it. And then over here also, these women and men, they come up with like different scenarios. They use our words all the time, and we know they use our wording. We know it. So we come here, we hang out, we chill out, we vent, but let it go, because Wayne is writing what he's going to write. And some of it, I mean, one day it really got to me. Like, it really got to me. But these people who are doing that, Kenyatta, they're doing it for clicks. If you really think about it, they're doing it for clicks. They're not going to bring Amber's following down. They're not going to. It ain't going to happen. He's trying to raise Shayla. Amber's numbers aren't going anywhere. So look at it that way, Kenyatta. That's at least what a lot of us try to do, because we know that. And if they don't know that, you know what, babe girl? That's a them problem. That's not a us problem. That's not a Kenyatta problem, that they think that way. So let them think however they want to think. Don't let them get into your spirit. because that's a dark place, the way that they're thinking. And it's to turn people against. They could who can they turn? The impressionable, the married people, the people who stand on their own firm beliefs. Who are they trying to manipulate? Because it's a manipulation tactic, Kenyatta. Mm-hmm. Thanks everyone for joining. I do thank you. Is it time for me to get off this thing? Let's see. Let me see. Jen Lee, Lion Annie has never been serious about anything in his life. He's delusional. Yeah, he is delusional. And Kenyatta, I'm always screaming about that 7 months girl and that 7-month-old baby. And Keisha and Amber are the friendship we deserve. Yeah, I miss Keisha. Shy Lady says Anthony didn't say he didn't get her the flowers. He said, yeah, about telling her that. And then Nature says, Magnolia, Delicia came into town by Angelina. When I saw sitting too close to both Iman and Ant, I knew then what she was capable of. Delicia is upset that she is constantly the side chick to Shayla. And let's not forget, she took Shayla took her boyfriend too. So Delicia's, and then Magnolia's so true. That's what Kenyatta said. Master manipulator at work. Yes, ma'am, Jen. Good evening. Dolly says to Almaz, and thank you for coming in. We do call ourselves Buttercup. So as in buckle up, Buttercup, because we're in for a long, hot summer. So we're going to make it through it just like we did last year. We have other platform warriors. I mean, we're here to vent. And this is a chit chat for friends. Okay. And that's what I call it. I call it our chit chat because I want YouTube to know we're chit chatting, and we are. And we do talk about the skits. We talk about other things, so that's why I'm going to modify the name some. And I only have so many characters I can use, right, to put in the title. So if it doesn't say wine, or if it doesn't say, tea, at least the teacup will be on the screen, right? Instead of me by myself, it'll be me and the teacup, and then it'll be me and the wine glasses. So we'll know that's our wine down, and that's our have tea with me, right? I'm trying to be creative. So if you guys have any creative ideas, let me know. And, I'll do that. Because I want it to be clear what we do, and kind of like why we do it. We come in here to chit chat about stuff. And I think that's inappropriate, right? I'm still yawning. I think that's appropriate. I think we're unique. And I hope the powers that be think we're unique, because we are a unique group of people. We are. Okay. Amon not promising anything with that promise ring. It's more her promise to him. Nature, exactly. It's her promise to him that she's not going anywhere no matter what he does. And she didn't even pick up on it. Simply says, yes, Magnolia, but I think they need to level up Keisha so she never feels less than and gets jealous and do Wayne level petty stuff, sleeping with people's men for nothing. We need Erica, Amber, and Keisha. Erica's in LA shooting her movie, and I guess I was going to try to watch it. I'm not sure. Erica and Damien finally getting together. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got to remember, it's early. It's almost 11 now. And I didn't get my coffee this morning or tea. So let's see. Good afternoon, Chico. Let's spill some tea. Keisha. Hi, Keisha. I'm going to scroll faster, okay, so I can catch up with the comments. You know what I hope? I wish Shayla would be a friend and say, well, maybe if you divorce Amber, I might consider it. They are all groupies, Gwen. Maybe that's what Shayla should say. If she was Amber's friend, why don't you just say, Anthony, why don't you divorce Amber and I'll think about it? How about you want Amber's trust? You're not going to get that, but you want Amber to be your friend again? Do something for somebody outside of yourself, Shayla. Tell him. What if Shayla asked Anthony to sign the papers? What do you think he would do? Yes, Marion. Remember when we were talking about Dave in the beginning, and I said Dave would be a godsend for either Anthony or Amber? I didn't know they meant godsend this way. But just think, what if Dave is, I think I mentioned this to most of you yesterday, what if Dave is Anthony's karma and takes the wife? He's going to have to pay penance for it. But what if Dave is Anthony's karma for Amber? Dave takes Amber away. Did you guys think about that? Like, maybe. So Marion, yeah, maybe that's part of Anthony's karma. Good morning and thank you, Nature. Nature says, Dolly, you're so sweet. Dolly is very sweet. And Keisha said, hi, Gwen. Hey, Kenyatta. Keisha said, hey to you, girl. Larry had a good idea in inviting everyone on the college trip to possibly change the mindset. Then when everyone comes together, you realize, like, why did I do this? Hi, Terrain. Welcome in. Magnolia said, hey, Keisha. Brooke's not pregnant, or at least the test says she's not pregnant. I did put a short up that says not pregnant, but tests can be wrong. Brooke needs to go talk to her mom. You know, like take the pregnancy test with her and go talk to Shara. And Shara's not a bad mom, so why does she not want to talk to her mom? I can see her not wanting to tell Larry, and she's a daddy's girl, but Shara's gonna fuss, but she can go talk to Shara. I just thought of that, I don't know where that came from. Anyway, Keisha, let's spill some tea. Kenyatta, Shayla acts like she's been with a mom for years. Yeah, like she did with Anthony. Well, she was around Anthony for years, huh? But he's not. He's more with Delicia than he is with Shayla. But all Shayla does is stay at home, do the yes ma'am, whatever that is, and leaves. So what you really got, Shayla? Yeah. And it's not like he plays with Kai. He say, what's up, little man? He says, what's up, little man? I guess that's all Shayla requires, huh? Tyrone says, good morning, good afternoon, welcome, and thank you for joining us. That's Nature saying thank you to Tyrone. And then Gwen says, Donna, right, Faith doesn't have any common sense. Even Isaiah couldn't get through to her. There's a difference between hope and faith, because I always thought hope like, what's his name? Isaiah. But do you think maybe it's faith that likes Isaiah? And then Donna says, Nonya, the bigger question is why Shayla didn't tell Anthony about the $5,000, because Shayla likes to have something on people. She likes to have secrets on people. That's her MO. She always has something in her pocket to use against you. That's why she does it. And then, let's see. Good afternoon. Where'd it go? Let's see. This one simply says, exactly, Kenyatta, but they want Amber to sit there and be a side chick in her own marriage, as she's been there for over a year. And Kenyatta, when I tell you we be going off, I know I do, but I'm going to calm myself down some, because these videos are out there for everybody to see. And like we know, social media Once it hits social media, it's gone, right? So I'm going to try to make myself calm down and not say certain things that I say. Sometimes I'll go back and edit and take it out, but I'm just going to be more careful. And that's all. So let's see. Yeah, she's a side chick in her own marriage. Not even that, really. I just still don't get Anthony, but maybe they're making him, even though they're whitewashing him, they're making him worse to Amber so people can get mad at Amber, which we know is what's going on. We know that already. And he wants Amber to be a porcelain doll in the cabinet, admired and not loved. That's what I say, a trophy wife. They don't go anywhere. They don't do anything. They don't talk. All he wants to do is climb on her. That's it. So I'm really hoping that Dave is Anthony's karma. And as much as I don't like cheating, let Dave be the good guy, at least, up to that point where he stops and he'll have to repent for what he's doing. Let him take Amber away from Anthony. That'll be his first loss. And you know what? So what if she's not going to walk away with nothing. But so what if she did? Amber's never been about money. Now all of a sudden people are like, why does she want $50,000 or 50%? That's a negotiating tactic. In an equitable state, a lot of people just say 50%. And the judge is going to be the deciding factor, not the wife or the husband, not the spouses. That's just a negotiating tactic. Been there, done that. So, and Georgia's law is similar, very similar to California. We have more restrictions and stuff, but at least there are no children involved. And then simply, yeah, side chick. Let's see what else we got. Can we get Amber and Dave to work out? We've been trying to get them out of the house. At least they're out now. Who said it yesterday? I was so pissed at Amber for that. What'd she do, Magnolia? Kenyatta says, I think Shayla needed for Amber to rein Anthony in so he doesn't mess with her fictitious relationship. Kenyatta, Amber done told them they can have each other. She told them plenty of times. She even told the whole podcast group, y'all can have him. I'm done. When she first filed, when she went to go file, she said, I'm done. Y'all can have him. And she said, Shayla, you've been wanting him. Take him. And how many times she done told Shayla to take Anthony? Like 6 or 7, something like that. Can we get to a workout? At least they're outside, Marion, which is better than being stuck up in the house. Gwen, you can't help everyone. Faith doesn't even understand the opportunity before her. And then Kenyatta says, yes, Abby, it's pure nonsense. I'm in Detroit. Angelina and Shayla would have caught about 12 beatdowns by now. Yep. Danielle is the white Candace. Kenyatta, I'm from Detroit too. Felicia. Oh, Delicia is all dressed in white, is she? Maybe George is right. Maybe he's going to take her to the courthouse. Maybe they're open in Wayne's World at the courthouse. Maybe. That would make me happy. That would make me happy. Yeah, they wouldn't have lasted too much in my city either, Kenyatta. In LA, they wouldn't have lasted. I live in the Bay Area now, but they wouldn't have lasted in LA. They would have got whooped. I just rewatched the skits. Okay, so Nature says he admitted to the flowers and said it didn't change anything because she thought it would change. And he said he was happy that he told her. Yeah. Anthony needs to attend Liars Anonymous. Do they have that? They probably do for habitual liars. I mean, they have sex therapy. They probably do for habitual liars, Kenyatta. Probably. Shayla's the final piece of the puzzle that Anthony needs to use against Amber. What's he going to do with Shayla? Him and Shayla already did all the dirt. So he wants Shayla to protect him at the podcast, remember? That's why he tried to bribe Shayla. So maybe it's not about wanting Shayla. Maybe it's about the podcast that he took her those flowers. He said sending the flowers was not going to change anything. Ant sent and doubled down, saying that he is not bothered by Shayla talking to Amber about it. Did he send her those flowers so he'll remind her about the podcast and not to smear his image? Think about that. That could be. Keisha B, I am glad Amber is keeping Dave's secret. He's low-key, no drama. No drama, Obama. That's my other man. I stand corrected. I was talking about, that's okay. Well, that's all right, girl. And Kenyatta, I'm actually from Ohio. The Midwest is the same. I've been in Detroit many years. Yeah, I grew up pretty rough. Well, I mean, not rough. I grew up in LA, South Central. And then we moved to the Bay Area on the other side of San Francisco. I love the Bay Area. I don't want to move back to LA. I don't move back to LA. Maybe Anthony really does want Shayla and the happy family. He could want them that too. But I do know for a fact he already tried to bribe her about the podcast and how she would get $20,000 instead of $10,000 per month if she doesn't smear his name. So is he adding on to the pot? Wealthy people don't waste money like Anthony does. Most wealthy people are more careful. They are. Anthony's trying to buy his image. That's what I see. He wants the image of the perfect family with Shayla, who we know is not perfect. Got Anthony thinking that gas smells like pollen. And then we got a mama's baby, papa's baby. And then we have a person who knows all of the deep, dark secrets. And that's Shayla. And she can destroy him on that podcast. And Anthony knows it. We need males. Yeah, George Sims, Dolly says, we need males' view on skits that matter. Marion, I always thought Anthony wanted Shayla. It hasn't changed because they're equally yoked. And Wayne did this when he designed the skits by putting unyoked people together. That way he'll have a storyline because he's got these mixed match people together. So they're all going to be messing up, making mistakes, doing stuff, right? And I think that is by design. That is by design. And then he was with Amber, but he wasn't. Amber's never been his girlfriend, but he wanted to stop Amber's wedding. But are Wayne and Amber really equally yoked? Amber knows him well, and he knows Amber well, but are they equally yoked? Right? Simply says, Magnolia, anyone who goes around Shayla loses brain cells instantly. Just look at Sunny, Teapot, Drunken Piari. Drunken, be messy, but now she's just insufferable. Good afternoon, Janet. And then Gwen says, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't subscribe, please do. I mean, you can always, unsubscribe later or something. Are the baby mamas? Because as long as my channel stays strong, and it is, I'm not going anywhere. I just kind of made that decision. No matter how long it takes for me to, get 2 points away from the 4,000 monetization mark, and then they say, this video pops up that I have deleted for the third time, and I'm thinking, what else is there? What do you guys want from me? I've redone videos. I've looked at them, but every once in a while, somebody will pop up and I say, why is that popping up again? I've deleted that. but it pops up. But there are other people who skate by, and I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just going to keep doing me and keep doing my videos. I see gray hair in my head. Need to go dye my hair. Hemi girl, Tamara will make the podcast girls grounded. I think, hey, Hemi girl, I don't know. Tamara might light them up because I think she's about to become vicious. And Kenyatta said Abby Shayla's personality changes when she's with her or other people's men. She has the baby talk. You notice that, Kenyatta? Like she's so sweet and innocent. And then when she's with the women, she's all tough and bad. Like she somebody. And then she checks and then she cowers. It's weird. Because that's who she is. That's probably why Delicia used to fight for her. Just that same reason. And then Dolly says, welcome in. Nonya says, buttercups and chatters, please hit the like button. Please do. Because when you hit the like button and then if you run a video again, that's like more hours. And I got to get 2,000 hours again. But it's what it is. I be running everything in my house, like everything. And I'm going to do it anyway. Because I like you guys. I like Dave and Ron. Me too, Kenyatta. I do too. Did you guys notice how Trey took up for Miss Johnson when Steen said something to her about Miss Johnson? Yep. He doesn't like Steen anymore. He likes Miss Johnson. Then he gets over there with Miss Johnson. She's not going to like him. Birthday party for Trey. He's a little weasel. Using her credit cards and just a little jerk. Too bad J-Mo didn't come take him back. And then Gwen says won't even take off his wedding ring, but telling Shayla he's serious. Yeah, I think he really wants her to protect him in that podcast. And yeah, Nature, I agree. We need a win for the wives in the skits. We do. Simply says Nature, yes, because it's to try to condition Black women that this tricking baby mama culture is always the outcome, and we shouldn't bother being with good men and good people. Want us to not want to be better. And you know what? Whether that's his intent or not, is he one of those people who don't like Black people? Or is his base different from Black people? That's my question. Who's his base? Who's he portraying us this way for? Think about that. Because it's not for us. Who's his real audience? And he told Ernestine he did have masculine energy, or she did. Well, sometimes you need masculine energy dealing with some of these people. Magnolia, I don't think Ernestine believes Trey. He was too calm. When we have seen Ernestine so calm, Trey better watch out. And Marion says it's, to be honest, I don't see Melissa disclosing Dave's business. And Kenyatta says, Marion, me either. Donna Robinson says, Ernestine must wake up. Trey stayed out all night twice. Yep. Trey is guilt tripping her. Yep. He's gaslighting her at the end about his cornbread. And Anthony said the roses was a start. That again, Angela, he's already offered to blackmail her. He already said, I'll give you $20,000 a month. You don't bring me up at that podcast. Sure did. And he said, that's just the start. Yeah. He doesn't want his perfect image tarnished. And that's why he's doing what he's doing with Amber, to make Amber look, in public opinion, that is, to make Amber look like the bad person while he lays there on his butt and he meddles that woman and calls her names out of her name when she's been there with him and even helped save him from bankruptcy, save that house, and then he says, all the money I made. No, how about the fact that Amber helped save you from bankruptcy? He won't admit that to anybody. And then, yeah, it's 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 about who's the audience, Abby. That's where the money is. Good afternoon, Antoinette. Welcome in, welcome in. I agree that all of us don't have to accept that side chicks are what's acceptable. No, and we don't. If we were to agree with that, we would be just like the people who say, oh, okay, Anthony's innocent now because you say so. We'd be Pied Pipers too, right? We'd just be following some leader who is only doing that for themselves. So be you, stand in your truth. Don't change your mind. Do you. Do you, boo? Because at the end of the day, you got to do you. You got to live with you. That's why sometimes it's hard for me to even say bad things about these people, and they're in skits. It's not even the real world, but it's just my spirit is such that if I take off, I'm going to take off hard on you. You know, that's just who I am for real, for real. And I don't want that energy. And Trey has B energy like Antonia. Yeah, he does. And then Angela says, I don't think he bought those roses. He's using it against Shayla to make her think he did, plus to irritate Amber. But when he said, there's more to come, that takes me back to when he was trying to blackmail her. I'm not blackmail her, but bribe her to tell her he'll give her 20,000 plus more or whatever. In other words, keep me out of that podcast. Don't spoil my image. So let's see what Shayla does with that. Let's see. Because Anthony, your image is tarnished. Maybe Coco will come back and get on the podcast. Wouldn't that be great? And Coco could tell all of Anthony's nice, dirty, dark secrets because she has already told us whatever he did to the previous Black Queen, don't do it to Amber. And I think this is part of what he did to whoever he was with before Amber, before he came to town. Marion, he's playing games with Shayla because in the end, he could not even answer Shayla's question. He just walked off. He couldn't respond. That's true. Magnolia, yes, he does. Dave would have to seriously mess it up between them for her to walk away. But I wonder which was crazy. Who is the crazy woman in Arizona? Well, we know Brittany left, but I think unless they offer her a lot of money, Brittany is operating, probably as a partner in that law firm she's with. And then somebody said, and I haven't seen it on IG, that she got a judgeship in Florida, but I haven't seen anything on that. But she is in Scottsdale. I'm pretty sure it's Scottsdale, Arizona. So she may not even come back to the skits at all. But we wish she would, just for even 3 episodes or something. But I don't know, that lawyer that she has, I actually think that lady knows how to deal with millionaires. And Jay and Ernestine weren't millionaires, but I think she might be a barracuda. That lady, the judge, not the judge, the attorney, she might be. If they go to the courthouse, do you think Delicia would probably come out? No, I don't think so. I think she'll still have her promise ring, and I think she'll be married to him, and I don't think it's going to come out. I think Lauren's going to blurt it out, is what I think. Just think, if Lauren finds out, say Delicia and Amon got married, and Lauren gets wind of it, she's going to tell it. J-Mo needs to go get his girl, Steen, and it's somehow made sense. Hopefully they can be good and faithful. But watch Melissa and Sonny come back. So simply, I don't know. I actually am a Melissa fan. And the reason I'm a Melissa fan is because Melissa was always truthful. And Melissa didn't cheat. Melissa was with J-Mo for 5 years, and he just kept cheating on her over and over and over. She sounds like a little chihuahua. Yeah, yep, 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 yep. But I like her because she does stand in her truth. And she told Mike, I'm going against everything, against my compass, to move into this house with you. She cleaned up his house. She cooked food. And then she got back into school. And then Mike started getting in his feelings about who was that girl, the tall girl that liked her, and then they just kind of messed up her character in the end. Maybe it wasn't working out or something, but she's nothing like Sonny. And that's why I did like Melissa. And Melissa never cheated. She didn't. People say, oh, she cheated with Mike. No, she didn't. She was already broken up and J-Mo was gone with Ernestine. J-Mo was the cheater and he cheated on her. And they mentioned 5 years that they had been together when Melissa and J-Mo first came on. And then he also slept with Momo. But Melissa never cheated. She moved in with Mike. She was a good girlfriend. She fussed at him because we know Mike. He's always slipping on something. But Sonny went and got pregnant by Melissa's boyfriend in a dirty boat house bathroom. Mm-hmm. And that's how she got those twins. So we have that. Dolly, let's see. Shayla is the last straw to use up against Amber to stop the divorce. And why does he want to stop the divorce? He just wants it to act like everything's perfect. And that, I think that's what sickens me more than anything. You don't want this woman. You just want to sit her up like, who was it, Shy Lady? Or somebody, whoever said, like an ivory statue. Mm-hmm. Kind of like a porcelain doll. Dude is crazy. And then remember, Anthony said to Amber, you will never be out of my life. What does that mean? What does that mean? You'll never, no, I will never be out of your life. What is that? And then nature, let's see. Magnolia says, yes, nature. It was almost biblical when they met and they met on some, and David looked up and up and beheld Amber approaching, and his life was changed. So that's why I'm wondering, is that Anthony? Is that the start of Anthony's karma? Terry went to go pick up Kiki. Yay. Go get Kiki. Bring Kiki home. Correct, Tina. Kiki did let Terry know it was Abby behind the boot camp while he was trying to put it all on her mother. So hopefully Kiki learned something, and hopefully Sydney did, because Sydney told her to act that way to make everybody upset. So hopefully Sydney learned something too, right? Let's see. I agree. Shayla doesn't know she's being used in Anthony's plot against Amber. Simply says, who has Annie ever given straight answers to? True. He always gives a partial answer, whatever makes him look good. Pretty much the same as Shayla. Whatever makes them look good is what they use. That's so true. Shayla better use her few brain cells she has left to recognize that he is running game. And remember when she walked off, she just said, again, men again. Hi, George. I'm here. Auntie Nonya is here. Tell your wife I say hello, okay? Tell her hi. And thanks for having my back. Like your wife already. My sister. Okay. Marion says, I don't think crazy lady in Arizona is Brittany. She has too much of a high-profile job. Plus, Melissa said she still screens her calls. So the crazy lady might be the person that's the problem. Because if Melissa is still trying to handle that girl, then she must be cuckoo. And let's see, I agree. I'm sorry, Nature said, I agree, Magnolia. It's divine order. He looked up and stared at her. Man, was that a stare on there? That scene was fire. I was like, wow. I'm like, oops. That's like the thunderbolt. That's a thunderbolt right there. That scene that they had. Vanetta, hi Vanetta, welcome in, girl. It's okay if you late to the chat. I'm gonna come on later on too. I'm not gonna sit and look at videos all day and bore myself after death. I'm just gonna run some videos in the house, listen to mistakes I've made or whatever, and just do some more work around here. I have boxes to unpack anyway. Then I'm gonna jump on and go live. Okay, so please keep an eye out. I am going to go live. So I just wish I could play videos, but I'm not doing that again. Mm-mm. And let's see, yeah, I'm glad Kiki told on her, Tina. I'm glad she told on Libby. Okay, and it's almost time for you guys to leave me, huh? Angela, I already rewatched To Be Clear. He said, did you think it would make a difference to tell Amber? Then he said, let me tell you something. It didn't, meaning he knew it wouldn't matter. I think he did it, so either to mess with Shayla and Iman, their relationship, or he did it to let her know there's more where that came from because the podcast is coming up. And then someone tried to say Noelle is Shayla 2.0. I can't watch Noelle. I can't get into the Dalen storyline. I tried. I can't. It's just too silly, Delicia doesn't like Shayla. Nope. Kenyatta, she doesn't. And then Magnolia said Nature. They connected in a real way. And they meant it. Was more than physical. I liked their ministry and how they would sit and talk. And I really enjoyed that because that's relatable to me, you know. I and probably to a lot of us. That's relatable. I really liked that when they would do that and how he took her to the cliff so she could yell out and release or whatever. And then George says, Nonya, I'm really disappointed in how Amber is moving. Well, George, I was disappointed in how Anthony was moving. And I don't see anybody trying to say anything about Anthony. And I will say that because I stand on it. I don't like what Anthony and Shayla did to Amber. And I am disappointed. We're all disappointed in what Amber did. But I'm also disappointed in Shayla and Anthony. And I'm not going to let them whitewash Shayla and Anthony. I'm sorry. Anthony is right there in the middle, still sniffing up Shayla's skirt. Amber then took off running after a year and a half of being somebody's doormat. And now everybody doesn't like how she's moving. We don't like it either, but I am hoping that Dave is Anthony's karma because that's the worst man in Skitland. But that's my own humble opinion. But Dave says he doesn't like how she's moving. I hate that she's being written like this. Me too. And then Dominique is Shayla 2.0 or vice versa, right? Because Dom is just nuts. Hi, Nonya Chatters and Buttercups. I'm late for joining. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you are. But George, and I don't mean anything bad by that, but just to see all the whitewashing of Anthony now, like Anthony didn't do anything wrong. Anthony came home with a whole baby. But now they want to take the new shiny ball, which is Amber, and put all your hate on Amber. No, I'm not doing that. I don't like what Amber's doing at all. But I'll be doggone if I sit there and I give Shayla and Anthony a pass. And he's been home for a year and he's treating her like garbage. And then people also forget, George, that Amber helped save his fortune. because Anthony was never as rich as he pretended to be, right? He was losing the house, the mortgage, and Zach told him, man, you're going to lose the house. And he finally broke down and told Amber. Then he lost the money in the stock market. So Ro came, helped him out. Amber paid Ro back. And then Amber put some of her money in. And what does Anthony always say? I earned this money. No, your wife saved your behind from going bankrupt, but he will never give her credit for that. And I think that's why a lot of Amber supporters, we know that, and because we've been watching her for so long, she was notoriously terrible when she first came. But yeah, now that the Christian woman who stood by her vows all this time has gotten broken like a raggedy a Barbie doll. Now, okay, now we need the court of public opinion to jump and stomp all over her. Well, maybe they should go over to Facebook and say what they're saying. Nobody's going to whitewash Anthony. We're not going to whitewash Shayla. And me personally, I'm not going to jump on a woman's back when she's been dogged by a husband like Anthony. So, I mean, people can believe what they want. We don't like what Amber's doing. We don't. And that's why I do say, I think Dave, and he's the one he's going to have to answer to the Lord, because Anthony is the one that cheated. Anthony committed adultery. And if people are sticklers for the Bible, like some of them are, then they would know that it's adultery by the husband that the Bible says it's okay for a woman to divorce about. Now, is she fornicating? She is. She is. Are we happy? Heck no. No, we're not. Are we happy that she met somebody like Dave as long as he's not tarnished yet? Of course we are. But when a woman sees another woman being dragged like that, and he's trying to make her look so horrible in the court of public opinion, no, we don't like Anthony. And Anthony's still sniffing after Shayla. And his wife's over there begging and pleading for help. The one that who helped save him from going bankrupt. And he's being just a cold dog. So, feel sorry for Anthony? No. Mad at Amber about it? Yes. Happy about Dave? For now? Yes. And I hope that Dave is Anthony's karma to take Amber. Let that be step one. And that's how I feel about it. Everybody knows that. So I just laid it out there for the people who don't quite understand why I won't whitewash Anthony of all people. You cheat on me and see how fast I divorce your behind. Go for it. And don't bring a baby home. But she put up with all that nonsense. And now she's finally like, why am I here? Let me go. I'm miserable. I can't live like this. And now people want to jump on Amber's back. I'm not jumping on her back. I'm not happy with her. No. No. But I do hope Dave is Anthony's karma and takes Amber away from him. And he'll have to pay penance to the Lord. Yeah. Because the Bible does say when the husband commits adultery, if people want to stick to the Bible. The only thing the Flowers did, telling for sure that Amber is done. His prayers are not going to be answered to get his wife back. What does he want her back for? So he can step all over her some more? She done slapped him into California. I saw him flying across the freeway. He went flying across the freeway. Gwen says, George, I agree. Yeah, we're not happy, George. No. But we're not happy with Anthony either, nor Shayla. But I'm not going to whitewash them and just jump all over Amber. I'm not going to do it. And that's how I stand on it. Because, yeah, it is what it is. We can't change the writing, But no, we're not happy. But we're not going to whitewash the other people either. And that's just a fact. And as far as baby Kai, Amber needs to distance herself from Shayla's baby. She might be the godmother and all that, but she's too close to that baby. And if she stops being around Shayla, she's not going to see Kai. Leave Kai alone a little bit. Distance herself from that baby, because we know Amber wants a baby and she loves Kai. Okay, that's enough of that. It looks physical, but it's spiritual connection. Lovers who have been waiting and eyes open. That's why we keep seeing all of these things about the eyes nature. I agree. That's why we keep seeing it. And then Dolly said, I've always had my thoughts about Anthony and Shayla's sneaky actions towards Amber without wavering. Yep. Mary, hi, Mary, welcome in. I'm sorry it took so long to get to this comment. Yes, Amber and Dave are going to be power couple of Skitland, and I do hope they split this storyline up. Wayne, I hope Wayne does do that. I do. She did, Tina, but Terry didn't believe her. Terry found out the fake belly and the sob story. Artie says, I went back and watched the first skit of when Shayla arrived at Anthony's house. Anthony admitted to buying the roses, and Shayla said, I thought you did. Okay. Thanks, Artie. And then Donna Robinson says, Dom and Mike take a sperm test. Take a sperm test for what? And he got offended. What you want to do that for? I hate to hear Don. Jeez. Dom is sick. Dom is sick. Something wrong with that girl is cray-cray. She's cray-cray for real. Nature, you notice Amber's voice is softer when she talks to Dave. He puts her in her feminine energy. Y'all would be surprised if you saw me talking to my husband. And you know what? It's kind of like natural, because he's so chill and so cool with me, that I do, because I don't walk in female energy, but I'm always aware. But when I'm with my husband, I'm more relaxed. Like I can depend on him. And that's an awesome feeling, if I'm being honest. It really is. I mean, I'm nice. I mean, I'm nice anyway, but I'm just nice to him. And I like being nice. And he doesn't, be triggering me and stuff. He's not soft. He ain't soft. He's not a B. He's like a A, but he takes a little bit off so he don't piss me off. Because I'll get mad in a hot second, like some doggone peppers or something. Yeah, she goes into her softness. And then we've got, that's always been how Dom acted, and Sonny losing the twins. And then people have to remember too that she got pregnant when he was still with Melissa. She had left for one day, went to her mom's. She was upset because he told her she couldn't come to the island. And then Sonny showed up on the island and got pregnant by Melissa's boyfriend, because Melissa still lived there. She left to go over her mom's because she was mad at Mike. And then Melissa popped up on the island, and they did it in that nasty bathroom. So Sonny's not getting a pass from me either. I care about the babies, of course. But people want to forget that piece, that was Sonny's boy. That was Melissa's man. She changed her compass, and she said, I'm changing this to be with you. And that's what she did. Sonny got pregnant, and Melissa bounced. Okay. And until he signs the papers, he ain't serious. You're right, Magnolia. They will make a strong power couple. Yes, they will. And thank you, everybody, for coming in today. Thank you. I know you guys have to go. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will be on Monday through Friday, 9:15 to 12. I will be popping up on Saturdays. I just don't know that I'm going to be able to do it like every Saturday at this time every morning, you know. So I don't care what happens to Antonia and Shayla, me either. Um, and let's see, what else do we have? We have any more? We have any new ones? Yes, Abby, my twin. David's the protector. Amber's top actress. Yes. And Shayla can't carry a storyline by herself. Mary, nope. Kenyatta, in some chat rooms I visited just to be neutral. Yes, Dolly. I can't even sit in there and listen to them, to be honest. I can't because they're so judgmental and stuff. And it's like, just look at the facts. Look at what you've seen. Use your common sense. But who am I to tell anybody anything? I just know what I think. I'm Dolly. Yes, I'm an empath, so I will fight for things, but I'm here. And, you know, I state what I think, Kenyatta. It doesn't make me right, but that's how I see it because that's what has happened in this storyline. So a year and a half of being drugged like you ain't nothing. And then all of a sudden, this man just breaks you and steps on you. Like the father said, took her heart, chopped it up, put it in a blender, turned the blender on, and then spilled it onto the floor. Right? So, anyway. Okay, Angelina got mad at Brody for having a meeting without her. He was meeting with Ken about the blueprints. Okay. And then Shayla definitely needs acting classes. I mean, after 3 years, she still can't hold a scene. Iman humiliated her and just looked blank, nearly confused. Like, where's the emotion now? They're forcing her on us. They are. I heard that about Gwen. If Angelina thinks she can side with her rooster tail at Ken, Mama Nat will beat her down. Wait, what? Is Ken back? I mean, I saw him at the restaurant. Better leave Ken alone. I miss Erica and Amber hanging out. Me too, Magnolia. And she's shooting a movie. My money on the morning is Nat, Mama Nat. Angelina's just like a daughter. Is Nat back today? Or are we just talking about Nat in general? Okay. Magnolia says, I like being friends too. She's not a friend. Okay. Dolly says that won't happen. Some writing for Ambam while others writing for Anthony. That's just the way it is. That's right, Angela Atkinson. That's just the way it is. If they want to just forget all the things that Anthony did, then that's fine. But I'll tell you this, I bet if it ever happened to any of us, I bet you we won't like it. And I'm just saying, we ain't gonna like it, trust me. We ain't gonna like it. Buckle up, buttercups and chatters for this summer roller coaster ride with NONYASIS. And, you know, I keep it 100 and if you guys think something else, that's fine, you know. Janet says, what's up, champ? And all Iman do is go to do with Shayla. Don't even take her to breakfast. Simply says Amber's been giving up amazing scenes back to back. She's always the bigger person. Yes, when Erica was going through it, the history with Wayne didn't mean anything. Yeah, just being there mattered. We need Brooke to go on to college and separate from Isaiah. I wish. And wait until Angelina finds out. Wait, is Ken back? I must have missed something. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. It's late. You've been here a long time with me, and I appreciate you so much. I'm gonna go see which skits are back. Anthony won't be able to circle back to Amber like he can with Shayla. I think the way he can get Shayla back is if Ken is back. Okay. The only way is if she loses Iman. Then Anthony has hope, right? Ken is the potential investor. Okay, got it. Okay, you guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for letting me know Ken was back. I love this session. This was great. This was great. Hi, Layla. Welcome in, El Grant. Ken is back. He was in the late night skit. Okay, because I was looking through the skits this morning, just going backwards. So I'm going to go look at those. Nature, I'll talk to you later. Magnolia, I'll talk to you also. George, I'll talk to you later. Angela Atkinson, I love you, dear. I will talk to everybody later. Gwen, always, thank you so much for everything you do. Magnolia, Angela, Nature, all of you guys, all of the moderators, thank you. And Miss Fatal, can you type a comment somewhere for me, please? Miss Fatal, if you are still here, type a comment, okay? All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Mwah. Have a good Saturday. I love you too. Everybody had fun. Enjoy the weekend. I love our chats here. Thank you, Nonya. You're welcome, Nature. Thank you. Ciao, guys. I'll see you later. Maybe I'll pop back on, okay? Because I'm not going to sit here and look at videos all day again, all over. Later, Magnolia. Later, family. All right. Bye-bye.